Hello, hello, Rhoda here. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to do a what's on my desk. I'm kind of short for time today. I didn't get anything filmed. This is being filmed the same day that I'm going to post it. So I got to get it out. Had to run to town, do a little bit of this and that for my dad. So grab some food and then had to come back and anyway, enough of that. Thank you for coming by to visit and spend some time. And I hope you get some ideas from things you get to see today. This is out of my, I still haven't figured out what I call this. My grungy lace something or other. I have to look and see. But this was like a palette. This guy always reminds me of a palette. He's one of those portrait dolls, and it's got Hope is Never Lost. I got that on there with gold embossing powder. These were a couple of scenes of a palette from one of the Tim Holtz little 8x8 pages. I had a stencil that had lost and found on it, so the lost part was here, and then the found is over here. I did a little script stamp back there, a little bit of other stamping, little piece of vellum with, I think I done covered it up, but it had something about traveling, traveled traveler. There we go. You can just barely make it out there. And then this was some lace that I had left over, and I got destination down here. And then over here, I think this is one of those cards that, I think it was Jody Martin that gave those to me, cabinet card. This frame was from one of the Tim Holtz sets for last Halloween. It was like the layers set, I think it was. I put a strip of paper back here. I have little 6-sided pieces of lace behind there. A little bit of trim. Got a butterfly stamp. There is some mica spray back there to give it some glitter. I've also got a little bit of glitter down here on this piece of gift wrap. And they also got some of that, I don't even know what that's got on it. But anyway, and then it's got a ticket and it's got child on there. So I thought that would work really well. So that's what I did with those pages. Yeah, the trim's from the next page, so I can't show you that. So there is the sneaky peek. And I just got a delivery on the porch as soon as I got home. And this is Stampin' Up. And an order from my buddy Tommy. Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. She is selling it now. But our buddy Chestita Turtle is also selling it. She is over Tommy. She's Tommy's boss. But I wanted to show you what I got. It's, yeah, that's just a cardboard in there. This one is called Seasons of Green and Gold. And I thought I always make my own Christmas cards every year usually. You know, I don't send that many out anymore. But isn't this pretty? This could be used in my my specimen journal as well. Oh yeah, that could go for specimen. If I need something to brighten up a page, now I got 2 of each. I think I'm going to set it to the side. We have this page, which also could be worked into my specimen if I didn't want to use it for, well, you know, the whole thing, because I think the whole thing is green. Isn't that pretty? That's like a little star or snowflake if you want to look at it like that. This is also pretty. I don't even know what tone of green this is. It's like a grass green, but an olive green, and it's got some forest or maybe, yeah, like a forest green, maybe. I have another green over there. Rustic Wilderness is one of my Tim Holtz ones, and it's got more blue in it. This is, and then on the back we have a diamond. So you have a nice variety of different things that you have here in the green. Oh, wait till you see the back of this one. So we have this in the stripe, but it's a grungy stripe. And then you have that. Isn't that pretty? I might have to save this for my for my Christmas cards. Oh, look at the plaid. May made it. Is crazy about plaid. She's always all over the moon about it. And then there's some bells. And I don't know. It looks like eucalyptus to me, but I'm sure that's something else. And then we have this, which is not, I'm surprised, it is not a gold foil. It's just plain. But this is. You got the gold foil one way or the other. And I really love that. It's got like a neutral kind of a plant there too. It could be this, could be that. I also jumped onto the vellum train. And I've got the gold mercury vellum, 12 by 12. Well, let's open that one. Pretty stuff. You can always use vellum. And I was getting some at Hobby Lobby, but, you know, they haven't been having very much there lately. Now, this one almost looks like you just dropped some gold on there, and it's kind of all over it. That's a really pretty one, too. These will go great together. That's kind of why I did that. And I think there's 6 of these in the pack. Now, that one's got a lot of little, like, bubble spots on it, if you can tell. That's pretty, too. And the vellum itself is like it's not a see-through vellum. I think they call it a translucent. I think that's called translucent. It's where the light will come in behind it. And you can see light. Now, this one's a different kind of a pattern. But it's 2 of those as well. And that's more of like, almost like a stone design. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Well, I'm happy with those. And they're a very nice weight. This one is especially as heavy. That one, it got a, whew, that's almost like cardstock paper in a way. That one is as well. But that's a whole lot smoother. This one has a texture to it. So if you're doing one of those texture journals, that might be the thing to get, because you can feel the lumps and the bumps. These 2 you can't so much because they're flat. This one's nice. I've been thinking of doing one of those. Like a textural feel kind of a, thing, or a sound kind of thing. Maybe it's called a sensory journal. I think maybe that's it. Okay, this is my layout for my next little thing to do. And, well, I got down there and looked, and I thought I had another one. But this is that butterfly edge piece that I had shown in the last butterfly journal I did. It was very bright, and I showed you where I'd used masking paper, and I had put from large to small butterflies going up this one piece of paper, and then the paper wrapped around the end of your page in your journal and made a tuck on either side. I was going to show you a version of that, but I was going to use this moth here. I think it's a moth. It's either there or a locust. And then later on, I may do one with the butterfly or the bugs when I get to doing the specimen journal. But I've got my stuff set here. I've got some phantom mist to colorize his wings with. I got my black, jet black in the archival. Because I'm going to put a wet on an ink, you want to use archival. So anyway, then last night, Tommy said I needed cheesecloth, black cheesecloth, if I was doing Gothic. So I dyed this little bit that I had left. I've got some more out there. But it's more of a gray, which, I think I'm fine with that, because this is gray. So I'm going to set this to the side, and we'll get to the next piece. As you know, I have not done anything else with the Craftly haul, and I need to get to it. So the other day, I took this strip of paper that I had, and I sprayed it. Well, actually, I crinkled it up, and I'll probably do one when I do the cover with you whenever I get to it here. But you crumple it up, and then you unfold it, and you'll take paper pad or ink pads like this, and you just rub across the highlights here. And then I did that for a bit, and I still had like these little empty areas in between where nothing was getting in there. So I did spray it with a couple of other inks, but when I sprayed it with the oxide, it gives you this milky look. And I'm not crazy about that milky look. It does kind of look like it's been moldy or molded, but look at this. When I turn it over, oh, I like that. I don't know if that color is coming out to you, but it's a real yellow tan kind of a color. And I'm going to be using some Mod Podge on this. So it's going to give it a slick look. But you got the crinkles in here that you can see really well. And that's where I went and hit these ends really dark. I did some scorched timber on the other side. I know I used some vintage photo. Maybe some ground espresso, walnut stain. Yeah. So, anyhow, this is what I'm going to do. And the reason it's so long is I'm going to make it fold in something like this with wings on either side. And then I've got these two papers from Dark Academia. It was a book I got at Michael's, Dark Academia. $5. But I've used a lot of those papers in the Poe journal. But this was a nice plain. And I thought, well, you know, I could put that maybe in here as like somewhere you could actually write if you wanted to. Or take notes. I've got this one that's got writing on it. So one of them is going to be the base page, which, you know, I guess that one ought to be. And then the other one is going to be the back page for in here, for when it wraps around that way. I'm still thinking about it. Yeah, but that's my concept so far on the cover for Craftly Haul. And the reason I have not gone anywhere else with Craftly Haul is because I have to get in the story and print the story or type it out myself. Like if I need to type little bits of it to put into the, hang on. I need to type bits of the story and put into this, which is the tag book. And I was going to make a few more of the tag books, but the little word chips in here don't really tell you what's going on. And I've got extra room on here that I can put a few more of the tags with the storyline. So I need to go through the story and pick out pertinent things to write and copy over to put in here. I don't know if I ever really showed you the whole thing, did I? Let's do that real quick. I'm not sure if I did show you. So we have the front, which I really love this house and everything. And I kept all these little pieces from the bottoms of the ephemera pages and the pages where you had the tag and the word chip and all that. Yeah, and I got this lady in here. But I really liked how it turned out. I can't remember if I had done this already. I tried to do it on the level, kind of as my bigger journal. But, you know, you had, such a smaller area to work in. So, but like I said, these little word chips give you only that one little snippet of that day. And you don't really know what's going on beyond that. Like, why was there getaway behind the you know? It didn't say anything about it was behind the bureau, I don't believe. This was my favorite. That floor, I love that floor. And I don't know why they didn't have anything with stones. There was only one little tag with some stones on it. But there wasn't like a pile of stones. You would have thought she would have done something with that. I like how I got that layout here with the desk where they found out about the investigators. And I put the diary here because he had been keeping stuff in his diary. The desk is here. The what do you call it, a wax seal. Yeah, I really like how that turned out. And I like how I got the Brundle page too. And then here was where his notebook flew across. And look, it's almost to the end. It like really goes by fast. And then we got here, the 3 names. I had those extra names, you know. So I just stuck them in here. This one was the catch-all. I was putting a lot of the leftover pieces in here. I've got one of my candles I made in here. And an extra candle over there. And a little planchet. I was using these angels throughout whenever there was a church or something. I really like how it turned out. And then I cut that little church out and put it down below because they were constructing a new chapel. And that's the end. So, yeah, I got to get to that so I can finish that baby off. Now, the Poe Journal signatures are figured out. This is the main one I'm going by. I've tried to make them. If you saw my Rotus Junk page, I showed you a picture of these 3 the one day. So I'm trying to do these cutouts to give you more interest. I have this one. This is the first one you'll enter once you get into the book. So I wanted it to be really fancy smancy, dramatic. So we have this CD pocket, which is closed. It's not pocket, but you can write on the back of it. Then we have this flip, which flips open like that and shows you or frames the skeleton. Then, I don't know if I'm putting anything back here. I did die cut some black flowers. It may be a situation of that happening. And then when you get over here, that little bit of that envelope. Am I up too far? Yeah. A little bit of that envelope CD flap was there. So I'm thinking I'll put one of my clusters. Here we go. One of my clusters there. So that kind of hides that. I may do something else also up in there. I don't know. And then here's my blood splatter piece of paper. And I have an idea for some kind of a fold out. That White Rabbit girl that journals. I got quite a few really great ideas from her. So I'm going to be using some of those. So that one kind of fold out side tuck thingy is going there. Then here, this looks really good against this because of those little stripey things. And that's where he's buried. I did that for a center. This is some heavier paper here from the Dark Academia. And then this was really thin paper from another paper pad. I would like to do something with some texture paste and like stenciling some brick or stenciling some stonework, which I think with this house I could do something with stonework. Or that other one that's in here. Now there's the spider web one, y'all remember that. And then here's the back side of this one that's got the skeleton head at the front framed. This one here, it actually has a sleeve kind of a thing that is on the outside of it, which it's something I just kind of made. This was an envelope, and I'll get to that when we get to the back. I've got washi holding it together, and then, of course, I wanted his picture on the front. So this is one of the big pictures. It's got the raven here. I don't know what that is. It looks like a demon to me. I see a woman here. And then there's like a castle or something in the background. And I learned. It looks like learned. RG learned. So somebody drew that. So I used some of that paper here. This is the bells, I guess in his own handwriting. I did some of the houndstooth. Why not? And then here's the one with Lenore. And then on the back side is the raven page that flips out. Now there's a one that's different. The one had that house on it. And that's the only other one that's like that. Now here, this White Rabbit Journals, I think her name is. Yeah, White Rabbit Journals. She had this belly band that went across here. And it had like a clear window with a moth in it. And it was a belly band that you could tuck something behind, but it also unflipped. And I don't know if that was journaling in there or what. I'll have to probably rewatch the video. I'll probably watch that video, I don't know how many times. This is some of my crinkle paper I made. I love. And it went really well with this kind of a collage of all his writings. The bells and some letters and things like that are all over this. And then that's the center of that one. And then we're going back out. I think that's my pokeberry pink paper I made the other year. And, yep. And then here, this is the envelope. See, that's the outside. And I printed it where it had the backing paper in here. But I'm going to put this pocket in here. And then I have this little jar that I may put in it, you know. And this spider. Because there's a spider on that one with a web. So I may do spider webs up on the corners somehow. And then I'm only going to glue this down at the very tips over here. And then I can tuck stuff under there. And it can go in the pocket. So it's a double tuck. Yeah, okay. So that's, that's the plan for that one. This one, of course, I did another cutout window. I really love that. I love that look. I saw either her or somebody else's journal where they did these cutouts. And they had envelopes in them. So there's probably more that's going to be added to these journals. Like this. I found this while I was looking for birthday cards for my little great nephew the other day. And it was the front or the cover of the Superstitions. That's one of those that I've been showing you that like had death and one of them had coffin. So I've been using parts of this in the journal, or it will be. So I'm going to cut this to where you can actually see part of that rose and part of the candle. And I don't know if I'll go up here to catch Superstitions, which I probably will. Because what is that? Is that... that's about 7.5 inches, so that would work out perfect. And then I could make this part of a page in the book. Because there's another page I wanted to make that will be nothing but obituaries. Old obituaries. Okay, enough of that. Yeah, oh, and the envelopes with a big window. They had it to where the window was like, say, here, but you could see something on the page on the other side that showed it. And then once you turned it, and you know, whatever, it was really neat the way they did it. So I'm going to plan to do that. I did put this wonky page in here just for the heck of it. That was one of my extras. This here is just a piece of vellum, but I really liked it. It has almost like a scroll or so designed to it. And really reminded me of that one, so that it got put with that one. Here's one of his word. Now I have some stuff I still haven't printed out. That's to go in here from his ephemera kits. This is his poems of sorrow and death. And I might end up putting... I don't know, I might put a paper in here that has the cemetery on it. Or a small one maybe even. And leave the big one here and just put a smaller one. But I've got a cemetery, little small one on my guy over there. One of the new pieces I got. Now there's the page with the little fold out. And you could just make out the words in this one. I think I made that one a little different. I did add a spider web down here so the spider had somewhere to go. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, this was a little tuck. And I strengthened it in the after ones that I made. Here is Edgar Allan Poe. I don't know if that's a poem or exactly what that is. It sure looks like it because it's 4 stanzas in each piece. All right, and there's the other one with one of the advertisements of his books. Here's that. I could have left that, but it had something about sewing and fashion on the back of it, and I didn't think it should be left. And here's one of these ravens. But I have so much more that I need to decorate and make up for this kit. I know you're seeing nothing but Poe lately, but I need to get at least, I got 4 of them to do. And I need to get them done. I don't know what else I have over there. I still have that, the junk journal. And I haven't done anything with the specimen one yet. But I may start. I may start making pieces for the specimen to give you something else to see in between. And I have this little dress. I've wondered about doing something with this little dress, but I don't have any kind of, it's just something I come up with. It's like a little boat neckline there, and these come out like this, and I'm kind of curious whether I want to make it like a butterfly, and I could put it in the not butterfly journal, but the specimen journal, and it was something you could write on under here. I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about. All right. Well, I better get off here so I can get this thing to upload. That one the other day took forever. But I'll see you again Thursday. All right, everybody. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.